Hello, my name is Mike Graham. I'm from Weightloss and Self-Development. I have a program called the Way to You Weight Loss System. And I wanted today to talk to you about knowing why you want to lose weight and something about focus. Knowing your why is quite an important aspect. Why are you losing weight? Why do you desire to lose weight? What is wrong with you that has brought you to this point? Well, you can answer simply, I'm overweight. But why do you want to lose it now? And there can be a number of answers. You want to fit into a particular piece of clothing, like a bridal dress for a wedding. That's a fairly common one. You want to get ready for the holidays and when you go off to a hot climate, so that you can walk down the beach feeling proud of your body instead of wanting to hide it the whole time. Or you may have a number of health risks that include heart attack, early stroke, kidney failure, or because you're depressed and you've had enough of carrying rather overweight body around and nobody really wants to know you and you want to build your confidence. Now, your reason for wanting to lose weight or being in the process of losing weight could be any one of these factors and others, or a combination of them. I know for myself when I wanted to lose weight, and I was quite a lot overweight, I was lugging around far too much. Every part of me was saying, I'm a thin person trying to get out. I'm trying to express myself. I do not want to be in this situation anymore. And it was difficult to find a method which worked. I mean, actually, it was sheer hell, and various things around the house tended to agree with me, like the stairs and the bath. And when I get into the car, it just sank down. I was looking like I was 20 years older than I actually was. And I had people patting me on the belly, talking about my weight behind my back, and somebody even suggested I might be about to give birth. Such is the wit of people when they're around overweight people. Because people tend to treat you like you're public property when you're overweight in a way that they can't do if you're conforming to a norm like being slim, like of course one's detractors are. And it's only when you've lost the weight you see how imperfect they are. But while you are overweight, other people seem to have these perfect bodies that are purpose-built, whereas you have this rather ugly, flabby thing that doesn't behave properly. Being overweight can lead to an awful lot of self-respect, lead to a loss of self-respect and confidence, and just a desire not to take part in things. So I knew for myself that it was very important to lose weight for any number of reasons, and I did feel quite strongly after I'd started, a few weeks after I started, that I was being saved from an early heart attack. And hell, I wanted to run fast again. So, if you're somebody who wants to lose weight, you want to think about this so that, as in any other process, when you're finding the going a little bit tough, you've got this very obvious reason as to why you should continue, why you should push through to keep you going. Because you're not going to sort of have a stellar week every week, and sometimes you'll fall off the plan and just feel like kicking the whole thing in, and that's stupid. Which brings me to focus. When you have a weight loss plan you found that works, and you started it, the chances are, you're going to have to just carry on with it week after week after week, day after day, meal after meal. And sometimes it's not going to feel that great. Of course, you have the encouragement of seeing the scales go down, you starting to feel slimmer, the measurements around your waist, your thighs and various other parts of your anatomy get less, the fat come off around your belly, even your fingers are going to feel slimmer. You're going to stop retaining water, because when you start to lose weight, some of the early weight loss is just going to be water retention. So you may find that you go quite fast to begin with, which is beautifully encouraging. And then you're probably going to slow down, if you stay on the same weight loss regime. And it's important that once you get into the sort of humdrum part of it and just carry on losing weight, you'll see progress. You may not see it every week, but over time you'll see it. And there are many different theories as to how fast you should lose weight, but if you're going at a rate of between 1 pound and 1.5 pounds off per week, then you're doing fine. And people seem to question this as though it's too slow, and they want faster weight loss. But another school of thought says, well, actually, if you lose at a reasonable rate, which is, it doesn't have to be higher than, say, £6 a month, then that weight is more likely to stay off for longer. Whereas if you lose weight fast, then the weight you've lost can be put back on fairly rapidly. So that's a point worth considering if you're not just doing it as a short-term thing. Now, I know that there are a lot of short-term diets that promise you the earth within a couple of weeks, but after that couple of weeks are up and you're left in the middle of nowhere without something to back up and a better regime to go back onto, those pounds will probably go back on again because you've returned to what you were doing beforehand. Now, as I said, focus is very important. It's not just your why that's going to get you through the bits where you don't really feel very happy about your progress and you don't really feel it's worth carrying on. Focus is going to keep you going as well. And it's rather like aping a full-time athlete, like an Olympian swimmer. You're just in it to win it. And nothing else in a certain way matters. So you have to be single-minded in your approach. And something you'll probably have to deal with is people trying to offload food onto you, telling you, oh, another drink won't hurt. Or you have to try this, we've made it specially for you, our lovely cake. And of course it's the last thing you really want to eat because it's completely in conflict with what you're trying to do with your body and you can't think of any excuses. And short of actually just getting up and running out of wherever you're at, you have to be able to deal with this in a diplomatic but firm manner so that you aren't having to eat a whole load of stuff that you really don't want to, because obviously cake is something which has a lot of calories in it, and it's not really something you need right now in the process of losing weight, unless you know how to incorporate such an intrusion into your plan, which some people are quite clever at. They learn soon. But you have to be able to put off these people that don't really see the reality of your weight loss situation and want you to have whatever they provided. And that is to be very firm with them and tell them exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it. And if they still can't get it, then just say you're not having it. But most people will actually be reasonably understanding about this sort of situation and not make a big fuss about it, but sometimes people will, or the people who want you to go drinking with them because you used to, but now you can't because you're trying to lose weight, you have to be able to put them off as well, unless you want to go back to your old ways. Focus is terribly important. And I say it's a bit like being an athlete, because an athlete is always in training, a high quality athlete is always in training, or always pursuing the skill that he or she has made his name doing. It's not just sort of a dilettante part-time thing that gets people Olympic medals and championship wins or representation for the national side. It's actually being dedicated and single-minded. I'm told Lewis Hamilton, say, has no topics of conversation outside Formula One. He's sort of a complete Formula One bore. So, you know, that's how you have to be. Complete dedication. And I don't mean that disparagingly, you know, it's just the way that some of these people's minds are. Or if you want to play a sport for England, you know, you have to have that in your mind the whole time. Or doing anything, if you're writing a book, you have to be single-minded and wholehearted about it. So it is with losing weight. So you have to develop this mental framework, which is a bit like being a psychopath, whereby you let nothing get in your way between you and reaching the place you want to be, and thereafter staying there. You know, this is your gig, you're trying to do it, so you become completely focused and oblivious to any pulls in the opposite direction, because otherwise, you know, people will have a hold over you wherever you go, and soon, you know, you just be eating meringues and cream and drinking bottles of wine again, if you ever did it. So pursuing your goal in a way that's sort of almost like a psychopath is a good thing, but, you know, it's a very benign form of psychopathy, so don't worry about it. And if you know your why, and you stay focused on the job, and you have a relentless pursuit of it, then you'll probably reach the place you want to be. So don't forget, understand why you want to lose weight, what is driving you, get clear about it. And you, actually, with knowing your why, you'll probably find along the way all sorts of different whys crop up as well that you hadn't thought of, because the benefits of the outcome of weight loss are pretty varied and fairly wide, and there are many of them. So good luck, stay focused and stay motivated. Thank you.